My genius, it's almost frightening. Trust me, this will all make sense in a little bit. Summon the Ender Dragon, the Wither, and a Raid within 30 seconds of each other, then defeat all of them without taking damage. Yeah, this one's gonna be a little difficult. Sure, Highway to Hell and Endergeddon were difficult, but they weren't mechanically difficult. They just took a giant chunk out of my lifespan. This actually requires a giant chunk of my lifespan and coordinated movement and precision and a giant chunk of my lifespan to complete. That is, if you're not choosing it, which I did not. I fought the Wither, the Dragon, and a Raid all at the same time like a man. So let's go back a moment and reminisce about my incredible planning skills. A ton of things had to be sacrificed in order to defeat the Warden in the end for Endergeddon, including my shoes, like 3 of my shulker boxes with important stuff in them. My shoes. Point is, I got everything back. It took like 2 hours. Don't mind the weird framing of this footage. I recorded 2 hours of my game without realizing that I positioned the frame incorrectly in OBS, so it's not very enjoyable to watch. What happened in those 2 hours is I got my shoes back. I killed the equivalent of half of Greenland to hold 3 skulls in my pocket. I bullied a few jellyfish and collected their tears. Eliminated the Saharan desert to make glass. Lost the battle to some creepers and made end crystals to respawn the dragon. To complete this advancement, I'd have to summon the Wither, the Dragon, and a Raid within 30 seconds of one another. Here's where we have to plan this out very intricately. We are not pulling another Endergeddon Warden. Never again. I don't know if it means I have 30 seconds between every summon or only 30 seconds after the first. This would make a huge difference, as if it was the former, I'd be able to kill the Wither before even summoning the dragon, meaning that I wouldn't have to deal with the dragon's fireballs while fighting the Wither. The raid would start as soon as I entered the end, as the villager I had trapped and psychologically tortured beyond return at this point was on the spawning platform, meaning that right as I enter the end, the 30-second timer starts. Wait, I accidentally blew him up. Looks like I was wrong. There is a way to reverse his psychological state. Now I knew what I had to do. Make a villager breeder. Unfortunately, my iron mining machine was out of order as Mr. Endergeddon Warden had rudely eaten up one of my villagers, so I'd have to make a breeder anyway if I wanted to resume ethical iron production, which will be crucial for later. Wow, this tutorial is only 6 minutes long? Surely it won't take me a whole day to make this thing. What do I need? Beds? No problem. We have a problem. I am rich, yet I am poor. Fortunately, I do have this random sheep farm I made with absolutely no recollection of making it. I'm not sure it could even be called a farm, but who cares? I only need 3 beds after all. Okay, you'd think I could just take the random bed I placed near the farm, right? No. I accidentally let one sheep out and he got so happy that he grew all his wool back instantly though. And then I needed a bunch of more stuff. Surely all the time it took to get me the other materials would be enough for the sheep to grow their wool back so I could harvest it for beds? Surely. Of course it was, like 10 minutes had passed. What'd you think? Anyways, I had all the stuff, time to build the bedroom. Except there was one fatal flaw with the bedroom. Actually, there were many, but the first one was this block in specific. As I went to AFK to let the villager population grow, I came back and my heart sank. I heard my worst nightmare. And as if to taunt me, one of them turned into a chicken jockey. So now I had to find a new village to bring in villagers, as the grand total population of the shore had been reduced to 1. That being me. They got very lonely. I could have turned them back into regular villagers using weakness potions and golden apples, but Minecraft had other things in mind. I forgot to put them in boats. It was time to fly high, and unfortunately, I don't mean by freeing myself from this misery, but by using an elytra for the next mind-numbing 20 minutes. Now for the actual issue, you see, the villagers stopped producing children after a certain amount of children produced. I waited for a very long time to be sure. You'd think that they got tired and couldn't make any more children, but you'd be wrong. Villagers are an absolute powerhouse when it comes to prolonging their species. As long as there are enough beds. Also, you know, as long as the villagers actually exist, because I later made the same mistake again and they turned into zombies and then despawned. I'm this close to flying high in real life. The game literally gave me a gold medal for what I presume would be the National Olympics of Stupidity. So it took me about half of my life to realize that since I was leaving the offspring near the bedroom, they were taking up the bed space that the farmers would need to make more children. I built the damn bedroom too close to the iron farm. So I expanded the bedroom, and then because of that, when I finished filling up all the spaces in the iron farm, now it didn't work because there weren't enough villagers in distress. A cat spawned because of all the villagers. All the suffering was automatically worth it. Let me love you. So after like 4 years of meticulous scrutiny, I decided to promptly relocate the occupants of the bedroom, restoring peace and tranquility on the shore. By the way, I don't actually know why the bedroom broke. Don't worry, I am keeping the extra villagers as safeguards for any disaster. I promise I will take good care of them. Especially this one. This is the one that actually needs to live for a very long time. Also, I love how this villager just looked at the portal like, what on God's green earth am I witnessing? Now that I was finally done with the villagers, it was time to create the ultimate weapon for this advancement. The bow. With this incredible feat, we will now be able to decimate every living creature, and they won't even know what hit them. While enchanting, I had a great dilemma. Should I put mending or infinity on my bow? You see, my train of thought was, nah, I wouldn't need infinity. I've killed so many skeletons before. Good thing I kept all their arrows. Wait, if I put infinity on my bow, then I can have infinite tipped arrows, right? So I could do extra damage to the wither by having arrows of healing? That sounds great! And so I began my quest to get infinity. And so the innermost depths of my gut began quaking, urging me to check one important detail. Infinity has no effect on tipped and spectral arrows? This game is a scam! So off to mending I went, knowing full well that I wouldn't need that many regular arrows for this. Or would I? And I spent all that time getting scammed by the librarian for no reason, of course. I randomly shoved the mending books I already had in a random chest instead of my enchanting platform. It was time for our first attempt at the perfect run. No practice runs, no plans, no nothing. Just us, Splidge Splodge, and a few bosses. Wrong! There was also the pillager outpost that I had to camp beforehand to get Bad Omen because raid captains hate going outside and don't spawn ever until two of them spawn at the same time. Why? On top of that, I lack a frontal lobe, so I went up to my iron farm while having Bad Omen. I did this not once, not twice, but 3 times. There were also like 3,000 endermen that couldn't hold back and wanted a little bit of the action. Get out of my face! Here are the first 20 seconds of the first run. Oh no, I forgot to replace this with obsidian. I can't place the damn crystals on netherrack. Oh my god, why did I do that? Well, oh, that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Why is the dragon not spawning? Where? Oh my god, they blew up. Oh, that was great. So yeah, that went terribly. No sugarcoating there. I didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't really know what to expect, but it's okay. It's okay. I didn't even manage to spawn the dragon and walked over fire, and the iron golems preferred to fight the endermen, which was a little, So, I quite literally failed every aspect of this. We still have like 19 ender dragon kills to go before all the end gateways spawn though, and only at that point would it become embarrassing, the amount of attempts it would take to get this advancement. Although to be fair, reminder that I'm not cheesing anything, no wither trap, no dragon trap, no nothing. Fighting everything head on like a man. So cut me some slack. Attempt 2. Trivia, did it go better or worse? It went worse. First of all, I didn't even spawn the wither or the dragon, so this is like a half attempt, okay? Since the golems preferred to have beef with the endermen, they all died. I, of course, had to make more, so before going to the end, I killed another raid captain to get Bad Omen, and then hopped in. Guess what I forgot to do? It's the end. And no, I didn't bring shears, so I thought that the best course of action would be to just set up a ton of golems with uncarved pumpkins and then shear them all later to summon all the golems rapidly. Guess what? The endermen didn't forget about the beef, so they began decapitating the unborn golems. Great! Do you want to know my ingenious solution to this eternal gang war? Water. Everywhere. This is the pinnacle of my genius. Guess what? Attempt 3 went even worse. The pinnacle of my genius would be the downfall of my being. It turns out the base of the golem needed to be clear in order for the golem to be summoned. Water counts as obstructions around the base, so none of the golems would spawn until I cleared out all the water. Yay. Guys, did you know I love Minecraft? Because even after removing the water, I still had to break and replace the carved pumpkins because apparently the game doesn't update the pumpkin already placed onto the iron blocks. Yay. So I had to undo everything I did. It wasn't very fun. I once again did not spawn the wither and the dragon, making this 2 out of 3 attempts where I couldn't even get the easy part of the advancement done. Yay. Attempt 4, but actually attempt 2 where I actually spawned everything I was supposed to. Surely this would go much better than the previous one so far. I'm actually spawning an army of golems, I'm actually summoning everything I'm supposed to, and Enderman! You know, what really sucks about this advancement is that it practices the complete reverse of the sunk cost fallacy, which basically says the more effort you invest into something, the more hesitant you are to drop that thing because of how much time you've already spent on it. In this case, it's the opposite because I know that the earlier I get hit, the more I have to go through for absolutely no reason now. I got hit before I even touched any of the 3 bosses. Now I have to actually kill everything for absolutely no reason besides being able to get out of there. So lame. All these failed attempts are really straining my resources and my joints. Every single time I need tons of iron blocks, 3 wither skulls, 4 end crystals. Those are not very easy things to acquire. Well, besides the iron, but we don't talk about how I obtain it. Getting 3 wither skulls and 4 ghast tears every single time has a bit of an impact on my lifespan as I spend days upon days sitting in my chair. The arthritis is getting real. Yes, I made a wither skull farm. All of this searching for a fortress in the Soul Sand Valley and collecting resources and building and teleporting around took less time than fixing the villager breeder. Unless you count the hour I wasted looking for another fortress in a warped forest biome because I thought that was the biome where skeletons spawn the most. This is honest to God the greatest thing I have ever built, genuinely. I used it once and never again, that's just how good it is. I got enough skulls to ensure that I beat the wither without taking damage in like half an hour of using this. It was great! The only problem was, it's on the nether roof. How do I get down? Yes, I can use the other portal for this, but with my incredible luck, it formed over the largest ocean I have ever seen in Minecraft, so the only plausible way to get back to my base would be to make a hole in the bedrock. But Dima, you buffoon, you can't break bedrock in survival. Oh yes you can, my dears. With the power of Googling, you can do anything. With this machine and an auto clicker, nothing can stop me. Oh. There you go. Unfortunately, I was too lazy to make a ghast farm as I already technically had one, but it was super ass, so I just relied on my looting sword to do the work. It worked well enough. It was time for attempt number 5. This time, I moved the villager closer to the center of the island so I could spawn the dragon faster to fit under the 30-second window. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough and the wither managed to hit me with one of its skulls while I was shooting it down. Very sad. Clearly, being a graduate of the Prometheus school of running away from things wasn't working, so I had to change something up. I made a copy of the world, booted it up in creative mode, and began testing new strategies. I decided it would be alright to half-cheese the wither by limiting its movement. This worked alright, but it was kind of difficult and risky, plus it had elements of cheesiness, so I changed my mind and scrapped that idea. I tested potions of healing to see how much damage they would do to the wither. It was extremely negligible. Next, I tried using a shield. Unfortunately, I could not have the shield out while charging my bow. Next, I tried a maxed out crossbow with fireworks. Even the lowest tier of fireworks damaged me too as I shot the wither. Next, I tried simply running while shooting. I also tried using arrows of healing to see if they would do more damage to the wither. I don't think they did. Unfortunately, I forgot that running away didn't work. However, what if I ran away at a faster speed? Introducing the Speed 2 Beacon. While it is very expensive, I have an ethical source of infinite iron, so a night of AFKing would do. This surprisingly seemed to work. I could consistently get the wither down to half health without getting hit with Speed 2, but here's where the kicker is. The wither becomes a melee fight during its second phase. Now we have to fight it head on, and there isn't really much room for running here. I originally tried to just randomly run around while landing hits, hoping that none of the skulls hit me. That hoping was short-lived. So what if we ran in a straight line again, but backwards? Hear me out. We could build a long bridge where there are no elevation changes, so I could just hold S while using the shield to block the skulls and trying to land hits on the wither at the same time. It actually kind of worked until it didn't. I can't rely on that much luck. You see, the wither relies on solid blocks below for its skulls to hit and explode, so what if we had the smallest surface area possible that the skulls wouldn't be able to hit? Introducing the scariest bridge ever created. Now, the wither will never be able to hit me, at the small price of accidentally walking off. Alright, nothing appears to be working. We are going back to our roots of running away from the wither, but this time with speed 2 and in circles. Maybe this way the wither won't be able to hit us with the skulls since it won't know where we're going. Well, what do you know, that actually worked. I tried it a few more times just to be sure, and sure enough, this was the solution. So you're saying all I had to do was give myself speed 2? That's it? The Endermen were really starting to become annoying, so I created the safety roof where I could hide and kill them if they aggro onto me. I also tried killing the wither with a pumpkin on my head, but yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So now, the raid. How difficult is this to do without getting hit? Impossible without golems. The Vexes will bite your ass off. Unfortunately, it is literally impossible without golems. Unless someone else out there does this without golems, it is impossible. Even if someone does manage to do this without golems, it is still impossible. However, the golems are completely useless if there are Endermen all over the place. Still very questionable on the golem's part, but I had to light the entire island with torches. If doing this in creative takes this long, I don't even want to know what I'm gonna do in the actual world. Anyways, with enough golems, the raid is absolutely negligible, as even if you're next to the raiders, they'll still target the golems. Sometimes. The only thing that I have to do is kill one of the raiders so it counts. Now, the dragon. Anyways, we got this, right? We figured out how to kill the Wither without being hit, and the raid and dragon are child's play. Wrong. The next boss fight was the order in which we spawned these guys. Remember when I wasn't sure if by 30 seconds it meant 30 seconds in between each summon or 30 seconds after the first one? Well, it's the latter. After doing a few runs of the entire thing without being given the advancement, I was only left to ponder, why? What do you want from me, BlazeandCaves? What? Until it hit me. The dragon doesn't actually spawn until all the crystals form and explode. I originally thought it counted it as summoning right as I placed the 4th crystal, but if you've ever resummoned the dragon, you'd know there's a geological epic of crystal formation before the dragon actually spawns. With this in mind, I began timing everything more properly, and what do you know? I don't know why it gave me the advancement after I only killed the Wither, but I do have suspicion that it's because in the previous test I wasn't the one to land the killing blow on the Wither, so that's good to know. Back in the real world, I am still lighting up the main end island. It took a very long time. With the island lit up and the beacon done, it was finally time to give this a proper try. Actually, before that I made a smite 5 sword to do more damage against the Wither, you know, just in case. I also moved the villager to the side of the island instead of the middle so that I could spawn the dragon before spawning the raid, and then founded a new city for iron golems to live in. I also began a chicken farm to fulfill my desire to own a chicken coop and produce my own eggs because I love eggs so much, bro. If eggs didn't exist, then my digestive tract wouldn't either because I'd be dead and decomposed a long time ago. Attempt number 6. It was going so great, things were looking up for us, then I bumped into a block. Attempt number 7. It was going so bad. I spawned the Wither too close to the beacon, it blew up, it was doomed from the very beginning, also the dragon was bugged and I could not hit it with my sword. Attempt number 8. I began to run out of arrows and the chicken coop was not at its peak yet, so I scoured the land for wild chickens to murder for their feathers so I could create more arrows. The Wither was secured without damage. Things were looking great. The pillagers spawned on a pillar. Easy secured kill. Enderman jump scare. Attempt number 9. Wither secured. This random pillager thought he could be a hero and went for me instead of the golems. Arrow goes through the shield. Attempt number 10. The Wither tickled me. I couldn't do this in under 10 attempts. I'm truly a disappointment. Attempt number 11. I got stuck on a block. And now for the sacred 12th attempt. Let your eyes feast on the glory that is performing a no-hit run with every one of Minecraft's boss battles. The Elder Guardian is not a boss. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel from this so fast. Okay, Millie. Oh my god, that was bad. That was a bad one. Come on. Nice. Please don't shoot through my... I'm so bad at this game! Wait, hitboxes. Nice. Oh. You know what? Nah, I'm not going there. Oh, why are you there? No. I'm not going under. I am not going under. No way. Random tickle from the Ender Dragon. Get pranked. Attempt number 13. I spilled my water bottle while moving my mouse. Oh my. Attempt number 14. Easy. Nice. Second. Ooh, I am not going under. Ain't no way. Not doing that. Oh, do not go that way. Whoa, don't do that. Don't do that, dragon. Okay. Get one of the pillagers. Get one of the pillagers. You. The sacrifice. Get over here. Don't run. Don't run from me. Don't run from your fate. Woo! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nice. Die. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Please don't. Oh my god. Not again. Come on. Get it before purchase. I'm not going under. I'm not going under it. Yeah, oh my god. First try, baby. First try. Not even close. I am the greatest Minecraft player of all time. That was a joke. It took me like 14 attempts. Never slaughter you for your arrows, feathers, only your eggs. Give me all your eggs, my sweet babies.